13. At Rise, Natalie stands, while Nathan Flashman sits silently in the chair and watches her. She does not acknowledge him.
My twin sister was Destiny, but my parents were always so mysterious when they mentioned her. I never realized that was her name. I thought it was a euphemism for her condition, which was dead. My first act in this lifetime was murder. My twin sister strangled by my umbilical cord. My parents named her just in time for the funeral, 2 days after the death, our birth. They chose the name to comfort themselves, to relieve the burden of responsibility that had descended upon them. Her middle name was Faith. Because I never knew her, I imagined her. And at first she was exactly like me. She looked like me, dressed like me, and like me, she hated her hair. I called her by my own name, Natalie. Later, she was clumsy and ineffectual, scrawny with stringy hair, and she wore the ugly old clothes from the back of my closet, the ones I couldn't stand. And I blamed her for the things I broke, and I thought of her as a gnat, spelled with a G. But finally, she became a fairy tale princess, the prettiest and the best loved. And I was the ugly stepsister. When my mother looked at me, she saw Destiny. She saw the void where my sister should have been. And she always looked so sad. I wondered if she blamed me, and I knew I was never enough. I felt guilty for not loving my sister, so I would try to appease her. I'd never wear my prettiest dresses because I considered them hers. I saved her the cupcake with the thickest frosting on a china plate until it got stale. Then, in high school, I stopped thinking about Destiny all the time. I stopped believing in fairy tales. Until recently. Until around the time I got married. Fairy tales are okay if you're the ugly duckling, but not if you're the ugly stepsister. Then you don't turn into a swan. You just end up trying to squeeze your foot into a shoe that doesn't fit.
End of scene 13. Scene 14.